do a quick education here. So there's something called visceral pain. That's pain that comes from organs within your body. It's very interesting and difficult sometimes to be a doctor because the pain that comes from your internal organs is not always clear. You can have a heart attack, and the only pain you may have could be pain in your arm or your jaw. You can have gallbladder pain, and you'll come in and say, you know, I got some shoulder pain. The reason is your internal organs, these visceral nerves, they go up your spine and they interact with what we call your somatic nerves. And they mix in with nerves come from your arm, and so your heart pain may actually sometimes feel like pain in your arm.
Right.
But there are certain things we can do to tell whether or not, say, it's a muscle pull or an internal pain. So Dr. Sears, will you help me out?
Okay.
I'm going to roll out the green carpet for you.
I'll get down on the... Okay, I got it.
So, something you can do. When I'm examining someone's abdomen, for instance, and I'm trying to figure out...
You have an exam table over there.
Hey, I'm Dr. Stork. Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice ER here.
How are you? I really like to...
I like to in person,
I like to sit with my... I like to sit with my patients.
All right.
So the first thing I'm going to ask a patient is, where does it hurt? And one of the most common things I'm trying to differentiate is a pulled abdominal muscle versus something like appendicitis. Here's what you can do. So I'm going to ask Dr. Sears, where does your pain hurt?
It kind of hurts kind of right in here.
So right now, I have no idea. This could be a pulled muscle, or it could be appendicitis, gallbladder. So I try to have the patient bend their knees a little bit and relax their abdomen. And what's going to happen is, if it's an internal problem, Dr. Sears is going to reflexively tense his muscles. So tense your muscles, because he's trying to protect what's inside. That's called guarding. Alternatively, if he has a pull muscle and tries to tense it, that's going to hurt. So that's a way you can tell, because if you're tensing your muscles and that causes pain, that's usually something in the muscle itself. But if you involuntarily guard, you're protecting something inside. I want to show people another test, Dr. Sears. Come up. If you have pain in your kidney, sometimes it can be a kidney infection. So it'll be a sort of vague pain maybe in your back. So you can have something called costovertebral angle tenderness, and that's inflammation around the kidney. So if you come into the ER, I'll gently tap on your back. This is right where your rib cage ends. That's your costovertebral angle. Does that hurt? Ow.
No, it doesn't.
But if it did,
my kidney.
It gives us information, because then we can send a urinalysis, see if there's signs of an infection. And you don't need to learn how to do all these things at home, but there are these little simple clues that can help you figure out if it's a pulled muscle or something going on internally. And I think my last comment would be getting back to things like heart attacks. If you have a pain, a physical pain that just doesn't make sense, you know, especially if you're at risk for a heart attack, and my jaw, my arm just aches. It's a deep aching pain, but you can't feel it and you don't know why it's there. That could be something going on internally. That's where you should get it checked out.
Trust your instincts, know your body. So important.
Thanks for being such a good patient.
You betcha.
Coming up, we've got the
Trust your instincts and check it out while you can, so it doesn't turn into something more serious.
Closed captioning provided by
McCormick adds antioxidants to your morning scramble. Sprinkle McCormick.
So what's happened here on the webcam end of things is I had a lot of trouble with them functioning yesterday, and I finally got them functioning through various efforts and experiments. However, they're still unpredictable and will cut out, although I'm using two. One is backup for the other. One has given out and failed to record properly 2 or 3 times already. So some of the show has been lost, but some of it, a lot of it hasn't. Okay, I'll be doing a song here shortly. The song is going to be called How do you tell the difference between muscular pain and organ pain. Using guitar chords. C, 7 at F. Well, how do you tell the difference between muscular and organ pain? If it's an organ or a pulled muscle, or even a strain. Well, tell me, doctor, I want to know. Well, you just showed us some, yeah. If you're guarding a part of the body, well, that's an indication. Well, what else can you say? Well, there's certain points that you can touch, okay. And if they hurt, well, that's another signal. We'll just have to do more tests then. Yeah, to get to the answers. Well, could it be a pulled muscle or a strain? Which is it? Well, we'll have to see again. Good question. We're not all doctors too, but there are some things that you can look at if you want to. Go ahead. Go ahead. What do you see there? Well, now you could be poking your finger around here and there in the body of someone's abdomen. You're going to find that sooner or later, well, they're going to be declaring, ouch, ooh, ouch, that hurts. If that's a sign, well, then you might have just gotten a lurch. You want to find out if there's something going on, because it could lead to dangerous things and other things, yeah. Catch it early while you can. That's the best thing that you can do.
Just a darker color, almost a spongy-like feeling to it, but they're all different types of keratosis. A benign lesion, really the biggest thing is that cosmetically people don't like it.
So let's talk about the buttocks then.
Yeah.
Is that, because obviously you're not going to get, most people don't have a lot of sun exposure.
Sun exposure, right. You know, and one thing, anybody, if she's asking about this on her buttocks, it might not be keratosis at all. It might be acne. That's probably what I would think it would be more likely to be acne. Buttony, yeah.
We call it buttony.
But what to do about it? You know, anytime I see keratosis on the arms, I suggest, you know, you might have some sort of food allergy, dairy, something like that, and maybe cut that out.
If it isn't that, if it is an allergic process, probably just an inflammatory process. If it's not acne, if it is acne, treat it like acne on your face. You want to use benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, topical cliomycin, something like that. Make sure gently exfoliate. Otherwise, if it's a more inflammatory thing, you'd want to use a topical steroid.
You know, I think a lot of people on the back of the arms will try to scrub it